Does the woman that you're dating this Valentine's Day expect a gift? Good question. Let's talk about that coming up next. What's good, everyone? Mario here. Let's answer the question that guys may be wondering about this Valentine's Day coming up, which is, does the woman that I'm dating or women that I'm dating expect a Valentine's Day gift from me? Big question. Let's get into that. But first, let me remind you that if you're not fully satisfied with your current dating or your online dating experiences, I invite you to join one or both of my free online academies. They send out free weekly videos that are designed to help you level up your dating game. Sign up is super easy and takes seconds. You can do so by clicking the link in the description or the card for this video. All right, so Valentine's Day is coming up for you fellas, and you're wondering, I'm just dating somebody. Do I have to get her a gift, or more than one of the women that I'm dating a gift? Well, let's think about this. Is she expecting a gift? If you're dating her, she's expecting a gift. She has some level of hope and expectation for a gift, regardless of if you're the only person she's dating, or regardless of the depth of the dating relationship, or regardless of how long you've been dating. She has her hopes. And it doesn't mean that she can't get over them easily. If you weren't to get her something, she can be reasonable and be like, well, we've only been dating 2 weeks. We've only gone out on 4 dates, or we're not really very serious. She can understand those things, but it doesn't mean that it's foolproof that she won't get mad and have a reaction to them that either causes a fight or the end of a dating relationship. So we need to be safe here. So what I want you to understand is that despite the fact that you're just dating somebody, where the dating relationship might have just started, where you're dating somebody casually and you're consistent, but it's just not very serious, or if it's someone that you're not even going to see on Valentine's Day, and bottom line is you're not in a committed relationship with them, all these situations, you shouldn't feel obligated to get somebody a gift for Valentine's Day. Shouldn't feel obligated. But is that a good idea? I think it's a better idea to consider what you have to lose and the risks involved, and what would it take for you to minimize that risk. Let's get into that. All right. So let's think about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, it's not just about you getting her the perfect gift. It's also just purely about her feelings that day. And you know what fucks up a woman's feelings on Valentine's Day is worse than getting a bad gift, is getting no gift. Now, here's why. It's not because getting a bad gift or no gift is so terrible. It's because the whole hoopla around Valentine's Day. So for weeks, she's been seeing commercials. She's been hearing people make plans. She's seen all the advertisements. And the day of Valentine's Day comes, and she's going to be asked by all her friends, family, coworkers. Assume at least 25 people that day are going to ask her, so what are you doing for Valentine's Day? Spending it with somebody special? Having a nice dinner? Did you get anything great for Valentine's Day? She's going to feel ultra horrible, not because you let her down, but because she doesn't like giving that answer of nothing, not doing anything, I'm not seeing anybody. She doesn't like that answer. And every time she has to share it or lie about it, she's not going to feel as good. So that's the challenge, that you as men, you don't have that sort of experience of, like, if somebody says, hey, how many times are you going to be asked what you got for Valentine's Day as a man? Not very often. Certainly not 25 times. But you can see how a woman would be asked that all day long. So imagine what happens when she doesn't really have anything good to say. So sometimes we need to take that into consideration, because if you don't do anything, you might feel like, I'm right. We just started a relationship, or it's not very serious, or we're not committed. You might feel like you're right, but in the end, with her feeling bad about the day, that means she can either get mad at you, which might be just a small tiff that she might never even tell you about, or it might be something where you have a little argument and you have to talk about it at some point. Or it could be as bad as her just realizing, well, this guy must just not care about me, and she ends the dating relationship. That's the risk involved with getting nothing. So you want to also understand that there's another variable in place that you're not considering. It's that she's a woman. She doesn't think like you, like she might not be thinking about this logically of, oh, that makes sense, hasn't been very long, or, like, we're not very serious. She may not think like that. She might still think that she's, she's going to think, I'm trying to tell you, she will have some level of expectation and hope for a gift, but her expectations might be way too high. And even if you think they're way too high, what's the bottom line? She can end up mad, and she can say something to you that causes a fight, or she could be passively upset about it, or she could be upset about it so much that she decides to end the dating relationship. That is the risk involved if you do nothing and think that'll be fine. And so what if she doesn't understand, or so what if we believe differently? That's the risk involved. What I want you to consider is that if you do care about somebody and really care about how they're feeling on Valentine's Day, then you want to at least play your part. And who's to know if you're the only guy sending them a Valentine's Day gift? Maybe you're not. Who cares if you're not? It's not such a big deal, because if you're dating, if you don't have $20, $50 to kind of blow on a dating expense, then what are you doing trying to date or be in a relationship? So what I would say is this. Take $20, take $50, and do some sort of bare bones effort, some bare minimum, flowers, candy, teddy bear, something where you're making some sort of effort, have it delivered, drop it off, or do something so that she knows that you're thinking about her. And it's a bare minimum effort. And what that will do is that will significantly lower any chance that, even if she has a less than optimal Valentine's Day experience, that it causes the sort of outcome that you don't want, which is her getting mad. Maybe she does get mad because you don't do enough. But do you think that's going to be enough for her to end the dating relationship? Nope. That's not going to happen. So probably worst case is, if it's not enough, you have to talk about it, or she's going to be passive about it, but she's not going to stop dating you. So that's the benefit of taking the consideration to be like, well, it's not necessarily just about me. And even though it's logical and makes sense that we just started dating, or that we haven't dated very often, or it's not very serious yet, if you're feeling her, that you would feel like, okay, well, I guess I can make an effort. It's kind of sort of, I want to make sure that she has a good day. And, for $20, I'm participating and doing something that might bring a smile to her face. And, for sure, if you think about it, well, if no one else steps up, you might be the only one who gives her a reason to smile and have something positive to say all day long to all those people, all those 25 people who are going to ask her about her Valentine's Day. All right. Now, I also want you to know that not only are going to keep things going, but we're going to remove a big question mark for you, because you're like, well, what sort of gifts do I have to get? As I said, bare minimum. If you're just dating somebody, I want you to take one gift off the table. If you're not in a committed relationship, no jewelry. So stop thinking that you have to get her jewelry. All right. So you're not boyfriend, girlfriend. You're just dating somebody. And based on these situations, who knows how long you've been dating, how serious it is, or what path it's going down, serious or just kind of casual, just floating in that casual arena. Bottom line is, it doesn't require jewelry. And you can just do something more appropriate. So, maybe you need to do more than just some candy, because the dating relationship is far beyond you getting by with just a candy. Maybe it needs to be dinner and flowers. But who's to say? You need to just kind of understand where the relationship stands, the dating relationship, not a committed relationship, where the dating relationship stands as far as the path, the connection, and the time that you've invested. Those are things that you have to consider when kind of putting together this equation of what's the bare minimum. For some people, a card could be the bare minimum if you don't have much invested in the dating relationship. If you do have more invested, then you have to do more. You have to have the full date, dinner, and flowers. And so just think about that. Something to consider, but bottom line is, if you care about somebody on Valentine's Day, I would at the very least encourage a bare minimum effort. Because risk-wise, when we're talking about game, it just alleviates so much risk. So consider that. And even if you had to do this for multiple women, I think we've discussed that it wouldn't have to be something that necessarily breaks the bank. And if it does break the bank, how are you trying to date all these women to begin with? So something to consider. There's clearly going to be some things that you all are going to have to comment on. Throw those in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective, and so would others. And as always, you all take care until the next video. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated the content from this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And male or female, if you're not satisfied with your dating or online dating experience, I invite you to join one or both of our free academies. We have Get Game Group Academy and Get Game Group Online Dating Academy, both of which send out free weekly videos designed to help you up your game.